ज्ञाने निर्विशेषाय शून्यवादी पाशाददेशतारिणे जयो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौ हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So Bharat Maharaj will see in acute separation from the deer. Practically, he will now show all symptoms of madness. The deer is like a prince, and this earth has become holy because my deer has walked there. And his mind is absorbed in that. Exactly, this is like any piece we get in the newspaper every day. Here, one bus was traveling with prisoners in America. The bus toppled, fell on a railway track, and train smashed. 10 people died. What is the difference between that and this? Actually, there is no difference. On a spiritual platform, we should understand Kalena sarvatra gabhir ramasa. By the will of Kala, everything is unfolding. We can't do anything. In the forest, there are so many deers. So many tigers are running behind them. Should we stop everything and everyday newspaper, read running commentary, what's happening there? Correct? Put all our heart, what will happen? Somebody should do something. Okay, if your immediate reference, you want to know there is strike in Mangalore, you can basic. But we have to. We do not know how much time we are losing in pursuing our Krishna consciousness when we become lost in all these things. And this is considered a very great thing, today. And so, but try to understand this point. No way. Maya's business is to take our mind away from the lotus feet of Krishna. So, no way this should be. So many told in Bhagavatam, how many times they say, the sun is robbing our life by rising and setting, symbolically. The same way, when we are engaged in Krishna consciousness, sun ceases to take any movement away. So life is so short. We should therefore be absorbed that not a second is lost. And therefore, Veda Vyasa has given such wonderful Vedic literatures. I put at that post on WhatsApp how Vedic literatures are not very nice. But today's society, we will tell them, you read Mahabharata, you read Bhagavatam. Oh, why I should read? Why I should read? These are all stories. But not fictitious stories. Veda Vyasa does not write something like, he says itihasa, Purana. Itihasa means old history. Purana means old. Ye Purana hai. It doesn't mean fictitious. From where we get the idea it is fictitious? It is actually very surprising. From where do people get the idea it is fictitious? It is surprising. And somebody pointed out that, that how from common sense we can understand Vedas are not fictitious, by common sense. Very nice points they pointed out. You can take that post. If I miss something, you can look at. I will try to narrate. Very nice point it says. The number one point it says is that it enumerates in very detail what would not have been done if it was something fictitious. Take an example. Just like there are so many wives Krishna has. And then there are sons. Even in the Krishna book, from the chief wives of Krishna, all the sons' names are listed. It is so laborious. Duryodhana has 100 sons. Each name, Duryodhana 100, the Kaurava, the 100 brothers. Each list is there. This name, this name. Isn't it tiring for anybody to figure out 100 names? Just say no. If it was suppose you're just writing some fictitious story, while going into the detail, you say Duryodhana, Dusashana, etc. Right? To even sometimes it happens for us. People come, can you give a name for my child? You say, give us some time. It takes time. To even think about some name takes time. To write 100 names. And then if you go more detail, there is a whole lineage given. Sometimes going to 40, 50 generations in the 9th canto Bhagavatam, the whole lineage. His son was this, he married this, he had 6 sons and 3 girls, names are this. And he had 4 wives, he had 2 wives, he had so much detail. If it was fictitious, why so much detail? I'm just saying common sense. If, why you will spend so much time? We just say he had, 50 generations and there is nothing important going one after another. Then there is something coming, incarnation of God coming in that is listed. Each going over every detail. Why? Look for the more points which I had given. Very nice, somebody had compiled. And then another point is that we see certain things. The Vedas say like cow dung is pure, which we didn't know. We just come to know recently, cow dung is pure. By any logic, it should be impure because of stool. But it is pure. Vedas say it's pure, you test it is pure. Similarly, Vedas also speak of so many facts. Just like they talk about the development of the child in the womb, the 3rd canto of Bhagavatam, Kapila describes to his mother how a child grows. In the first day is like that, on the 3rd day is like that, and 12th day. How is he speaking of that? It is some endoscopy at that time. They knew all these things. Yes?
They did about the value of concentration and...
No, that is Prabhupada letter. You go after that.
He was...
After that, there is one more post I have given. So anyway, so the point was that here it is something. If you're not read, you can't tell. No, you'll not be able to read. So the point was this, that how we can say disregard the Vedic literatures and mythology. Yes. Even the dates given, we all know, Bhagavatam says, or the Mahabharata says, this was 5,000 years ago, Vedas, the compilation done by Vedyavasa. And then Mahabharata occurred 5,000 years ago, that war. And the constellation they give of all the planets and stars, if you go by either by the astrology system we have or the astronomy system, it comes to the same thing. That there are so many ways, just like it says Dwaraka keeps mentioning, but you see Dwaraka is there, anybody can go down and see. It's not the city, everybody can see. Yes, there was a city there. But somehow, because of, a wrong system of education that people undergo, people are addicted to atheism, which is the core of the heart. Now, we don't need the science to prove to us Vedas are correct. We don't need. It's just a new phenomenon, 200 years old. Vedas are existing since time. It has its own system of verification. It has its own system of understanding, independent of the science. Today the word has become so much enamored, just like I was telling a few days ago. Actually what the science has done, the fact is nothing. That's a fact actually. Nothing. If we see in real terms. The real problem of life is birth, death, old age and disease as it is. Death is, people are still dying. Nothing is solved. Has anybody, scientist, done anything? We have stopped death. People are born, the suffering in the womb. In fact, we have increased the suffering in the womb because we killed the child in the womb, which was previously unheard of, at least in the Vedic culture. And then we have diseases, which has not stopped. New varieties of diseases are there every day. We are worried, scared. They are talking malaria, new varieties of mosquito will come, which is, resistant. In fact, recently they say after 30 years the first new batch of antibiotic has come. Where, there's a big discovery, we are losing the war against the diseases, because you cannot fight with nature. They're losing the war. They say, you ask the people working on the medicine, just one has come and the bugs are becoming what they call super bugs, resistance to the, that's why recently around the world they are banning to give antibiotics for all this cold cough, because bacteria virus is becoming resistant to this. Well, resistance means new variants are born which do not have, which show resistance to this. So in so many ways we can see what actually has happened. Hospital beds are increasing. Death is not stopped. Old age is not stopped. And birth pain is as it is. So the real problem of life remains where is it? So what science has done? Actually nothing. So much the society is enamored. You see everything. What the science is about it. Why? Why you give so much credit? What they have actually done. Proper openness to what they have done. Why you are enamored by science? What actually it has done? Actually nothing. All it is now, maybe I was sitting on a mat, now I am sitting on a seat. That's it. But without seat also we can live. Actually we just do not need science. That's a fact. But okay, now using the bad bargain, what is there can be used. But we know it is not long standing, it will not last. This is, in any way, this is not a sustainable civilization in any direction. It is not a sustainable civilization. So, therefore, we have to stop, actually. What do you see the people, how to take their mind, just like Bharat Maharaj's mind, people's mind is enchanted now. What are the latest things science has done? Latest or previous? Actually, they've not done anything till now, which is for any benefit, real benefit of any individual. Just like a person is sitting in a jail, if you tell him what the floor is made of all, it is of no value to the person in the jail. All the person in the jail needs an information, how to become obedient to the king, then only he can come out. The rest, all the information in the jail, how, even the information that just like I am in a jail, now I am locked to my cabin. I cannot go to other cabin. I am not allowed. In a city you are free. Now we are sitting in this house, I can go to the neighbor's house. I am so much free. The jail, you are constrained. So many ways actually I am conditioned in this world. If I have brain, I can see that. Your science will not help you to come out of that conditioning. We are all suffocated. Actually, we are using science to come out of the conditioning. Diseases are attacking us. Attack! That's the definition of science. They define science as something which makes life comfortable. But what I am saying, the very definition of that, what they have done, even engineering is defined like that, which makes a person's life more, you're making machines to make people's life more comfortable. But actually, they're not made life comfortable, because the real problems of life are as it is. As it is. Another comfort, I said, is very questionable. You may make some comfort, but you create more discomfort which will not be visible at that time. It's a fact. So actually, you cannot do anything. Prabhupada has so many times said, you can't do anything. You can't change anybody's comfort or discomfort in this world. Kale na sarvatra gavira ramasa. Just like Bharat Maharaj was thinking, I can change the comfortable or discomfortable. You cannot do anything. A pig is eating stool, you cannot tell the pig, I will give you halwa. Doesn't work. But he will eat stool even after. You cannot change person's situation. What actually we have to do is something different. Therefore Prabhupada says, any intelligent man can understand that my real problems are these four, which people don't even talk about. Nobody discusses. And the Vedas begin with these four problems and they target how to solve this problem. This is the conditioning for the soul in this world. The conditioning, the problem for the soul in this world. Just like I am sitting in a jail, why I cannot go to other compartment? Why? And many times Prabhupada used to say, spiritual life begins when this why starts. Science is not why, it is how. How this matter can function, so I can use it for sense gratification. Correct? There is no why asked. Why? And if you start developing that question why, the first why should be, why should I die? Why should I become old man? Why should I become diseased? Then all the scientists will run away because they have no answer for all that. Actually, they are wasting their time and people's time. So-called humbug has been created. Big education, actually waste of time of everybody. Because the real question nobody is asking. Just like we see this, so many charlatans, we have this spiritualist. You go to them, they throw some ash, some gold and all. And people become enamored and they become mad after. We say these are all bogus, but it is cheaters and the cheated combined together. Because even people who go are not seeking. They don't go ask one time this question to this bogus sadhus, sir, I have one question to you. Why I am suffering? When Sanatana Goswami met Lord Chaitanya, he surrendered to Lord Chaitanya and fell at his feet and asked this question. Grame Vyavahare Kahe Pandita. In ordinary village talk, people say, I am a learned man. He was a learned man. He was a great scholar of Sanskrit. Later he showed. He wrote so many books. And he was also a scholar in other languages which they had to know because he was a minister, Persian, other languages. Very learned. But he says in a village talk, means Grame Vyavahare, general public, they say, I am very learned. Satya Mani, Satya Kare Mani. And I also accept it. I am such a fool, he says. But the fact is, I don't know answers to two questions. Who am I and why I am suffering? ये मेरे को मालूम नहीं है. और I am उसके पीछे भाग. I am accepting, oh, such a great advancement. I become very learned. But the fact is, I don't know the answers to these two questions. And falls on Lord Chaitanya feet, please tell me this. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu begins teaching him. In fact, he spends 30 days with Sanatana Goswami. Correct? And Sanatana Goswami, then whatever he heard from Lord Chaitanya, then he falls at the feet of Lord Chaitanya. He says, please bless me, that whatever I heard from you becomes a realization in my heart. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blesses him then. And then he becomes one of the stalwart Goswamis in our parampara. Correct? But try to understand this point. What was pondering his heart was, who am I and why I am suffering? If you keep it in your heart, you can immediately be saved from all the Gramikata. Over. I said two varieties I identified Gramikata. One thing, people see Gramikata, here 50 people died, bomb blast, there 2,000 people died, some Boko Haram, they have killed 2,000 people somewhere. Wow, great holocaust in the history. What way it is different from this Bharat Maharaj worrying about it? They are actually not different. Kalera sarvatra kavera ramasa. Going on. By Kala things are going on. It will go on. You can't do anything. Don't waste your time. Don't be over concerned about all these things. Little to no practical life. Strike is not there in Bangalore tomorrow. I can go from here to my house. Correct? Some petrol is available. So I can buy. Shops are open. Take some basic. In fact, Prabhupada said that's why in Vedic culture it was such self-sufficient. It was another reason why people are trapped by me. I'm just trying to understand. I hope it helps me also. Just like, previously there were self-sufficient villages. So all the economic problem in the village is solved within the village. You have agriculture, you have some cow. In fact, if there is a normal village, cow keeping is not expenditure at all. Because she will go, grass she will eat. Nowadays you have done so much afforestation and so many problems. But natural life, cows can peaceful, they don't want anything from you. They'll eat something, come back, give you milk, free. And little agriculture. Prabhupada says, previously the sages were living on only two things, not even agriculture, fruits and milk, that's it. Milk, kings used to give always when a Brahmana comes to the king palace, he will give 1 or 2 cows to him. Give me some dakshina. Go. And in the forest some trees are there, some fruits are there, eat some fruits, have some milk, over, chapter closed. Busy with spiritual, trying to solve this problem of life. Birth, old age, disease, death. He is busy with that. Therefore, we have the famous example when he came, Vishwamitra came to meet Dasharatha. At that time, he asked this question, Dasharatha to Vishwamitra. Punar Janma Jaya. How is your victory of birth and death going on? Prabhupada said, what to ask him? You meet a businessman, you ask him how much money you are making. What to ask a saint? You ask him how much money you are making. No, that is not the question. What do you ask him? How is your health? He is not interested in that also. So how is your victory of birth and death going on? He asks him this question. Prabhupada points out, this is how. So they used to keep themselves like that. And the village people, those are living in the villages, so his economic problems are minimal. He is having fruits and milk. Prabhupada said, not only that time, even now people can live. And we know so many people living in it nowadays. So many people, even in priest class, they live just in fruits and milk. It's not a big deal. Okay, you add agriculture, some produce in the village. So even if Prabhupada jokes, Duryodhana is ruling or Yudhishthira Maharaj is ruling, people have nothing to do with that news. They're independent of the whole thing. The village is economically self-sufficient, peaceful. There is no time, interest also in news. Today what happens is that, suppose Saudi Arabia, they are saying, God forbid, in Saudi Arabia turmoil starts, be ready for the shock in the petrol. It will be 200 rupees liter. Some tamasha like that happen. Possible. Therefore, the world has become so complex. Today I was reading, in Japan now, nobody is producing children. That's the problem that country is having. Old people are very large in number. The young population less and lesser. And Japan is the number 3rd economy now. America, number 2 China, number 3 Japan. In case Japan economy collapses due to some reason, may not be today, tomorrow or after 10 years because of some reasons, then the whole world economy will be shaken. So just to have your livelihood, you have to now connect all the dots. What's happening there, what's happening in China. China's economy is slowing pace, so petrol prices come down. So much complex it has become, the whole thing. It's like big economists have got Nobel Prizes to try to figure out it, as difficult as controlling whether, predicting whether rain will come. It's so complex. There are a million factors that affect. You ask somebody who are in shares, what factor it affects share prices go down, there are a million, not one. It's so complex, and every person is into, he has to know all the news in the world. Another reason why the news was not there in the Vedic culture, common man was not allowed to vote. Another way you look at it. And how people are saved from Grama-katha. One reason we saw is that people had higher spiritual interest. So they have no interest in hearing this Grama-katha. Ordinary village talk. Uska beta paida ho gaya, uska shadi ho gaya, uska wo mar gaya. Well, they have no interest. They are mainly interested in the spiritual talk. Number 2 was that the economy was such, it was self-sufficient. Today it is very complex. So like that we can see the society was organized in I was getting some more thoughts now. Society was organized in a completely different way. The king. Ordinary man was not voting. He had no voting rights. Meetings, mass of public was not having meetings. Meetings were there. Prabhupada says, what is the use of fool's meeting? One fool is dangerous, 2 fools are 10 times dangerous. एक गधा तो dangerous होता, 2 ज़्यादा 10 times dangerous होता. So there is no use. In fact, it should not be encouraged. Meetings were there of saints, just like Naimisharanya. हम तो गए नहीं, जाना है. Prabhupada says you should see. It's a very nice place, Nimshar. Anybody goes there, you feel spiritual inspiration. Because at that place, many a time saints have met to discuss spiritual topics. And one of the biggest meeting happened was thousands, how many, some 80,000, some 80,000, something. Huge number of saints met. Suta Goswami spoke the Bhagavata publicly, first time. Vedavyasa had written, Shukdev Goswami had heard, and Shukdev Goswami spoke first publicly. That was when Parikshit Maharaj was to leave the body, and second time publicly it was spoken by Suta Goswami. Again, such an opportunity. So many people, so that was meeting. That was the meeting that time. Now today what happens is that the country is run by the public. We have created a system called democracy. And every individual has to vote, or voting, he has to know everything that is happening. Previously, it is none of his concern. It is the sages whom the king will report. These all situations I have got. He will appoint the best of the sages who will be his guide. This is the problems I have got. Please give advice. And the king, they will give advice to the king. Okay, you should do like that. They're full of realized wisdom. Not only theory, they know practical application. This will be good. My dear king, you do like that. Oh, so common man does not have to bother at all. He knows there is a good king. He knows he is counseled by a wonderful set of ministers. It's none of my botheration to know anything. So he can save his time to apply for spiritual life. So in present condition, therefore, being bombarded, that's called information delusion. Where in this we have to find some time. Therefore, everybody should lock in period. Sometimes people just snippet, some half paragraph of proper. No, this only not make us advance. This can just inspire us. Spiritual advancement comes when you sit down and read the books of the Acharya 1 or 2 hours. Otherwise, when we are going to read Gita, when we are going to read Bhagavatam, when we are going to read Chaitanya Charitamrita, when? Next life. This life, no? So there has to be a lock-in period daily. These books cannot be done, Prabhuji? Without a discipline, nobody can read these books. And neither, he will just all we hear in the Shasana, Shavana de Shuddha Chitta Karaya Udaya. It will never happen. Because when we are hearing patiently, just like we hear to the great Acharyas, slowly our heart also starts beating like Krishna. Otherwise, we will also become victim like Bharat Maharaj. Prabhupada said, just because you are a devotee, don't think you can do anything or everything. Bharat Maharaj, by his carelessness, mind became absorbed in some unnecessary news. What is happening to my deer? What is happening to me? Mind got absorbed. Hare Gunakshipta Mati, and his Mati is not Hare Guna, he is deer. And as the next shloka says, he goes mad after that. Same way, if you hear about Krishna, just like gopis were hearing about it, they also went mad. Just went mad. But that madness made them so dear to Krishna that Krishna tells them that I can't repay you. It is said, whenever you go to Krishna, you offer some service, Krishna gives some ashirvad. Okay, blessed. He is the giver. There is a temple, no? Which is Lord Vishnu deity as a giver, Varadeva. Varadaraja. And there is a famous one in South India, we will take you. Beautiful. South India has many beautiful temples. In North India, we don't have so many elaborately built. Now, Srirangam, we will go, you'll be shocked how beautifully they build temples. It happened somehow, God's grace. I went to Chennai, I went to that temple, Parthasarathi temple. So huge. In the city, center of the city, we went. And luckily we got all prasadam for our journey back. Because we were wondering what we will eat. So much we brought from them also. So much. So temples were there. So now Varadaraj temple is a famous temple where the Lord Vishnu in a mood of giving vara. He is in always. In fact, when Prahlad Maharaj also, Narasimhadeva protect us, say, what do you want? That is one of the mood of Vishnu. Take. He wants to share his opulence. He is unlimitedly opulent. What do you want? He wants to give his devotees. So, the point is, we are coming, is that Krishna says to the gopis, I can't repay you now. I can't repay you. So imagine how much devotion services. So if we can daily hear about Krishna, it is said, Krishna, who is unconquered gets conquered. It is impossible, Prabhupada says so many times, to conquer Krishna. Nobody could conquer him ever. But Krishna can be conquered. You just try to hear about him. You are sitting and just, Krishna is so pleased. He is conquered by the devotee. He agrees. It's like Krishna, Bhagavatam says, no? Dharma projakaitavatra parmo nirma saranam sadam vedamasa tapta atra shivadam tapatruvan mulonam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni krite kirma parayeshara sadyo hridi avrudate kritipi tat shanat. Tat shanat, immediately, when somebody begins a sincere, regular hearing, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, we every day say, regularly somebody begins hearing Bhagavatam, book, it captures the heart of that person. Krishna immediately is in the heart. and person can so blissfully then continue his life. So the whole context was that, like Bharat Maharaj was much advanced devotee than us. We are not that advanced, very small devotees. Correct? His situation we don't even know. Highly advanced. We can play either this is the Leela that Krishna arranged, or because he is son of Shaktivesh Avatara and he was appointed by him to the best. He said he is the best. He got certificate from his father. He is the best. He is not an ordinary personality. Rishabhadeva's son, correct? Rishabhadeva is the incarnation Lord. He has given certificate. He says everybody follow him. He is an extraordinary advanced personality, and he shows very advanced spiritual symptoms before he gets distracted. So at least for us, we don't know how it has happened, Mahamaya, Yogamaya, but at least for us a lesson is there here. Clear lesson is there. That just because we are a devotee, don't think we can do anything or everything. And some things, whatever I could say today, how we can save ourselves from the distraction of the news of this world. Yes, so that we can save time. Time is precious. Even a moment is precious. And we are so fortunate actually in Kali Yuga to come under the shelter of Lord Chaitanya. It's extremely great fortune. Unlimited fortune. It's a great fortune actually. So, and we should not waste our time. Take benefit of these wonderful books Srila Prabhupada has given us and save our life. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.